Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Daddy. Oh, it feels so funny saying it. But again, welcome. If you're new to my channel, have a seat, watch some old videos. And when I say old, I mean like 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, 8 months, because I tend to take like 2-month breaks. Sometimes it's very, very intentional, and sometimes it's just very intentional, mean very much needed. Two, I'm working on something. Cause I'm a one woman show for the most part. At one point, I didn't want to be a solopreneur, but it's just hard to find good assistance, good help. Anyway, it's been a while, and y'all, I'm in my car. I had to take my husband to the dentist's office, and I really, ooh, don't judge me. Do not judge me. I need to lather up my dashboard. But I wanted to come, on a serious note, I wanted to come and show my face and to just like have a chit chat, you know. It's been a while, it's been a minute. And a lot of times when I'm gone like that, I don't intend to stay gone like that. I really don't. But, you know, things happen, life happens, and some things, you know, you can't control. It's out of your control, so forth and so on. Okay. What I wanted to come and talk about was, you know, just give an update to what's been, oh, that's a whole lot better. To what's been going on. Y'all been trying to get this right ever since like 7 o'clock this morning. It is now, I don't know what time, probably like 8, almost 9 o'clock, on a Friday morning. I usually don't even record on Fridays, but let me take my shades off. But I just had to find the time. I'm vlogging in my car. It's been good, but it's been a whirlwind. I'm liking the lighting, but I don't like the glare that's on my face. So it's kind of like I got a whole bunch of greasiness on my face, but it's the sunlight bouncing off of my windshield. So, update. I recently moved my website from one platform to the next. And it has been a learning experience. I've had to be more assertive than I usually am, because I'm a giver. I care too damn much, you know what I'm saying? And people take that for granted, and they take it as a way to just constantly not do what needs to be done. I've gotten to the point where being excessively nice and excessively caring gets me nowhere when I'm trying to get results, one, and two, trying to accomplish something. I'm grateful for the people that have crossed my path within the last, I would say 5 years. It has been a learning lesson. And then this is why I'm always saying, you know, in situations you can't control other people, and the things that they do and how they try to get a response out of you. So just continue to be who you are. And I always show up in an authentic way, whether I'm speaking from a place of emotions, and a lot of times if I get emotional, you'll probably hear the little shaking or quivering in my voice, and it's because when I give the way that I give, I don't expect to get hurt in return. You know what I'm saying? Like when I give my time, when I give my ear, when I give a word of advice, a piece of advice, I just, like, I don't think anyone expects to turn around and just get, like, just randomly hurt, you know. And sometimes my thought process is, people unconsciously do things and not thinking about the result or the consequences. So like for me, I think I've been a person that always think about the outcome or the consequences. And sometimes I've been that person that just randomly does things and not thinking about the consequences. And especially when I'm like, I come from a background where it was very traumatizing, and it's because of generational trauma. And if you don't believe in that, it is a real thing. If you never heard of it, please do your research. And I'm always saying do your research, because a lot of people these days, we tend to stick to what we learn or see or engage in on social media. But there is a plethora of information and resources on the internet to check fact or to just become more knowledgeable in things that we are hearing or seeing, especially in these times. Okay. So as I've gotten older, and the generational behavior that I was engaged in or succumbed to as a teenager, as a child, as an adolescent, like in my adult life, I came to the point where it's like, okay, in my relationships, that's why I am so big on relationships. Like in my relationships, I do not want, I didn't think I was still going. I do not want X, Y, and Z. So when I engage with people, a lot of times I'm the listener. I'm quiet. I listen, and when they say certain things, I'm like, well, this is my chance to kind of like open up a little bit. So when I open up a little bit and they look at me, they be like, the first thing, and it's always the first thing people say, well, I never expected something like that would happen to you. What do you mean? What do you mean? I'm not comprehending. And I guess because the way I carry myself, the way I treat people, and again, because I'm a willing participant in most cases to assist, because I've been in places where I've had people to look down on me. One, because of the way I look and the way I carry myself. Listen, don't judge a book by its cover. You can't judge somebody's wounds just by looking at them. Stop thinking that people who have it together, because a lot of people who have it together don't really have it together, okay? And just because people have materialistic possessions, don't have it together. Sometimes it be the wackiest, excuse me, well, I'm gonna say we, because I'm putting myself in that pool too. Sometimes we be the wackiest people, okay? Good-hearted, but it be the triggers. It be the triggers. So, like in my adult life, like I am quick, like super duper quick and very unapologetic about my space. And I will cut somebody off quick. And like I'm really relentless about that thing, because I know that now my time, my space, what I bring to the table is very, very, very valuable. Like I've cleared some, when I say clear, I mean clear some stank ass energy out of people's spaces. And it just was like, I became a piece of recyclable material. So as an adult, I'm like, man, I want, as the catchphrase now is, I want high vibrational people in my space, not just women, but men as well. And I was having that conversation about male friendships with my husband as well. And I was like, everybody, X, Y, and Z, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you are going to a higher space. I'm not saying get rid of the people that that you feel comfortable with that are in your space. But at the same time, like the way that they kick that knowledge to you, you need to kick that knowledge to them as well. So that way y'all can be on one accord on everybody's level. And a lot of the kicking the knowledge, it was just talk. For me, sometimes I'm a talker, but I've learned that sometimes you get to shut the up and just do the work, you know. The people who actually want to hear you talk are going to be doers as well. I've learned that. Simply because I'm big on observing, you know. And the women that I've watched and I continue to watch, they're talkers, but they're also doers. Like kind of like not even kind of like me. Like when it's work to be done, you don't see them on social media. You don't see them, you know, lollygagging or whatever this then. They're very, very strategic. And they have bonds with other women that is unmatched. And I'm just like, man, like not in a way, oh, I want that. Yeah, I want it, but it's not in a way where it's, oh, I'm jealous, I want that. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times what comes along with wanting something that someone else has, it becomes a competition. It becomes like, well, I'm going to do whatever I can do by any means necessary to get that. That's a survival mode, generational behavior that comes along with trauma response. That by any means necessary, that means you're willing to do some stuff. Like you're willing to do some stuff, you know, and like I'm not with it. I've allowed people in my space that sometimes you got to, it's one of the women that I watch, she always says, like, I give credit what credit's due. She always says, I have to apologize to myself because a lot of times things that have occurred in my life were my fault. Except for if you have, I will state this on the record, off the record. If you've been severely traumatized, like sexually, like physically and mentally, like a lot of that stuff is not your fault. Because a lot of times people prey on kind-heartedness and people who are vulnerable or are in a state of not protecting themselves. And it's a fact. It is a fact. If you were born in a environment where your mother didn't protect you, your father did not protect you, your guardian did not protect you, there's something about that energy that other people sense and they know about. Other people can sense that. Like, that's a fact. Straight up. That is a stone cold Steve Austin fact. So, like, that's where I'm at. Like, in my life, spiritually. As for the transition, I would not change it for nothing in the world. Because when I tell you, I shared a little bit of it on Instagram. That's why if I show up like this right here, looking tired, barefaced, I'm okay with it. Cause I listen, I'm working, okay? I'm working and I'm doing the work. But as for the transition, like, I had to let somebody go that was with me for 3 years, like, because lack of accountability, and then tried to make me feel guilty. First of all, this has been going on for months, okay? Like, that's the part of me giving people the benefit of the doubt. Like, something will go on for months. I won't say nothing about it. But then, like, if something else come up, like, okay, you know what? This is enough. Because X, Y, and Z has been happening for months. That's me telling you, I have given you the benefit of the doubt. And you took advantage. Like, you took advantage. So whatever you have done, I appreciate it. I can't take that away from you, nobody else, or anything like that. Excuse me, y'all. I gotta roll my window down. It's getting a little warm here in the south. And well, let's say 40 degrees. I doubt it. I seriously doubt it. But yeah, I've had to let go a lot of things. If you are a listener of Confidence on the Go, then you know majority of the episodes have been deleted because I shared a lot, and I was very open and vulnerable with it. And I think within the last maybe 2-3 seasons, I was starting to notice some like non-verbal attacks, gaslighting, if you will. And it was like people who wasn't on my email list, people who I wouldn't necessarily say they were my avatar. And if they were my avatar, then okay, cool. Where's the support, sis? Where's the support? You know? I'm like I said, I wholeheartedly believe in you support me, I support you. Not none of that half-ass shit. I really feel like people get what they want and that's it. You have to do the work. If I'm sitting here supporting you, I'm sitting here putting you on blast on my social media, I'm sharing you. Like I feel like I have a small network, but with the podcast, I've reached a lot of people. I reached a lot of people, and I'll continue to reach a lot of people. Like for me, it's not about the vanity numbers. It's not about vanity. I share knowledge so that way I can grow a community, not just a client, a customer, monetary things like that. If you're in my community, I want you to learn. I want you to grow, but at the cost of support. At the cost of support. Like who wouldn't want that? Who wouldn't want that? And I feel this is my motto. If you're not here to support, why are you in my space? Why are you in my space? Why are you in my community? Why are you in my network? Why? You're doing yourself a disservice. And I would be doing myself a disservice if I was in your community and did not care for the content or things that you were saying. That is gaslighting, okay? So, amongst the other things that I've released, the podcast, people, I've released Facebook. With Facebook, I could not, because majority of the traffic was coming from Facebook. Majority of it was coming from Facebook. And I'm just like, every little thing I say, every little thing I post, like what have you learned? And I had this conversation yet again with my husband. I was like, you know what? It's a lot of people out here that has been and still yet now that are okay with the traumatic events that have happened to them since childhood. People have numbed themselves for so long and have had people around them that did not hold them accountable. And if they did, the person who has been traumatized was just, they were not ready. A lot of times, if you love someone, you tell them whether they like it or not. If you love someone, you let them know what you're doing to yourself is reckless. If you love someone, fall back and just, if they realize it, they realize it. And if they don't, then they're not ready. They're actually comfortable being where they are. And I had to realize a lot of people that I was speaking to, that I would like to have been speaking to, were listening to me and evidently felt triggered by it. You know how many women in my network say things, and I've said this numerous of times, have said things. I might not have agreed with them. It may have resonated with me, and it may have been for me. I straightened my shit up. Because I was like, you know what? I do that. I do it to myself. I'm responsible for X, Y, and Z and why it happened that way. I opened up my when I was taking a specific client, it was only once. Like, I'm not big on letting any and everybody come into my home. Like, I'm really not, because that's how the competition begins. When I say I be so happy for people, I am so happy for people. Like, I've been in people's houses, like huge houses, small houses, brick built houses. Some people only live happy on the outside for pictures, for play. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a person where if my energy ain't right, my energy ain't right. If I'm not happy, I ain't happy. You know what I'm saying? And I think that people feel like, oh, you know, you've shown me this one side, so I'm gonna disregard this other side to you. Dorothy always been nice, caring, kind, sweet. Any place of establishment I've ever been to, and I've been going like for a while, or if I had like a weekend off, they'd be like, girl, we missed you, blah blah blah. Because I'm that fun, like I've always been the fun fat girl, but baby, I'm not fat no more. I'm fun. I'm still fun, but I'm fun in a different way. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm fun because I want to build in a fun way. We gonna have this fun, but we gonna work too, okay? So it's like when you show them the side, like, okay, boundaries, assertiveness, they be like, oh, her true colors came out. No, baby, let me tell you something. Everybody has a light side and a shadow side. A light side and a dark side. Make somebody mad. I'm telling you, make somebody mad who's a giver, who bounced back from a lot of stuff and did it on their own. You gonna see the other side, not their true colors, but the other side. And it's crazy how when you get a reaction out of someone, or someone handles you in a way where they're like, skirt, what you're not gonna do is, oh, they show their true colors, they really like this. Let me tell you something. Nobody wants to be a doormat. Nobody wants to waste their time, money, and efforts. So if you come across someone who you feel like has it together and it is trying, who you can personally see, how can I put this? How can I put this? You have admiration for. I didn't want to say that, but if you can see yourself having admiration for another woman or a man because of their position in life, then show them that you don't know how much hell a person has been through or is going through just because they present themselves well. And I just want to put that out there. It is insane how people will base how people come up with a perception off of what somebody looks like, how they carry themselves, what they say and what they don't say. A lot of times it's what people don't say. Okay, enough of that. So back in, I want to say October, I came up with this program called the Inner Beauty and Wellness. I don't know why I get stumbled on that, but yeah, I came up with an extension, a program, somewhat like Consultations. It's more spiritual work, okay? And when I'm not clearing it up, but I want to say this because 2021, I am busting myths. I'm busting a whole lot of myths. Because when you say spiritual work to some people, and I don't want to just say the South, I feel like it's for closed-minded people. When you say spiritual work, if you're not talking about religion, as far as like Christianity, Hinduism, Buddhism, Islam, anything outside of that is devil worshiping, is wooey stuff, you know. But spirituality has a plethora of topics and subjects, okay? It's not just about the wooey. It's about healing work for people who have been traumatized, for people who want an alternative. So I developed the Inner Beauty and Wellness extension program for people like myself. And when I say like myself, I mean like-minded. I have not always been open to this part of myself. This part of myself has been here for a very, very, very long time. Excuse me. And when I say a long time, I mean like young. But when you don't have the guidance, you don't know what you don't know. And I'm just glad I'm one of them people that I don't fall for anything. You know what I'm saying? I've been shown a lot. Some of it I just was like, I ain't fucking with that. But I'm grateful for the teachings. I'm really grateful for the teachings. But the Inner Beauty and Wellness extension and program, when I say extension, I mean products. I've developed like cleansing tools, spiritual cleansing tools. I've developed bath and body spiritual tools, which is a product as well. When I say that, I mean bath oils. Some of the oils you can use on your skin if you don't have eczema or a severe skin condition. I like them more in when I take a bath, because now, like, you have to layer your baths, okay? If you're taking a bath and just plain water, what are you doing? You ain't doing it right. You just ain't doing it right, okay? Excuse me. So I'll have more videos and content on the products. Now the cleansing kits, I did a whole webinar on that. Nobody showed up. So you know what I did? I put it on my website for $50. Okay? So if you are new to like cleansing herbs, a cleansing herb would be sage. That's like a whole course on debunking the idea or the whole wooey thing around sage. Not gonna really get into it, because like if you are interested, grab the course. This is not a video for me to pitch any products or anything like that, but I'll leave the link to the website down below. And also like the cleansing kits if you're interested. Like I said, bath oils. I wasn't gonna do any facial stuff, but when I ordered the packaging just for the oils, I was duped. Okay, I was duped, because the images look like an actual a dropper bottle or whatever. No, that was for room sprays. Take that back. That was for the room sprays. So we have room sprays as well. If you're not a burner herb type of person, room sprays or the room sprays are less, I guess if you don't want to burn a herb or whatever, or don't really want smoke smell in your house, that's what the room sprays are for. They're like an everyday, you carry them everywhere with you. Spread in your car, spread in your room, spread in your bathroom as a poopery. spray it on your furniture, spray it on your dorm room, spray it everywhere. A lot of times, you come across energies in people every day, especially now that we're still in quarantine, some of us. And people don't think that this stuff is real, so it's like you got that to deal with. Another whole nother topic, but I'm done and I'm over with. Like, I'm over it. So there's also consultations that I like on the site. They're sold out, and that's only because I'm in school right now. I'm taking not in school, in school, taking courses or whatever, and like, I'm trying to pace myself with that. I just don't want to bombard myself with a lot of things. What else is new? Consultations have been there. That was the first thing, and I named it like Style Confessions. So now it's like Inner Beauty and Wellness. So, and I had a realization about that. Like, I was like, this is more than style. Like, this is so more than style. Look, like, the clothing is still there, and I wanted to branch off from clothing, because I feel like we can always, like I was just saying, this is the punchline to this video. We can always get dressed. We can always get our hair done, throw on a pair of cute earrings, some makeup, and look good. Snatched. Okay? Body good. Looking real good. Whether you plus size, petite, whatever your size may be. But a lot of us have the stankiest attitude. We approach life with a stank attitude. And we wonder why our blessings don't pour in like we expect them to. And a lot of times the blessings are not going to pour in when we have a stank mindset. When we talk to ourselves stanky. When we handle ourselves like it's not a temple. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not just talking about from a woman's perspective. We put anything in our bodies because we want to cope. Even food. That was my issue. That was my issue. I'm telling you like this, it's not gonna happen overnight. Especially if you come from a family who cook big meals. You survived off of bologna meat and bread. Like, bread is my thing. Like, I love pasta, I love bread, but it don't agree with me. Certain things that our bodies don't agree with, we have to just like cut it out. And it's hard to just say, oh, go cold turkey. No, babe, you need a whole plan, the whole system. It's a psychology behind that thing. Like, if you come from a family that's always been like drinkers, smokers, alcoholics, and things like that, that's something that you might not want to invite into your life. You know what I'm saying? That might be something that you're trying to eliminate out of your life, to release out of your life. It's hard work, but you got to pick your heart. Either you want a hard life or you want to discipline yourself hard. I choose to discipline myself hard. Like, I'm hard on myself because I discipline myself hard. So that, like, the inner beauty and wellness, y'all, I'm so I'm so proud of that, because it's not an extension of me, but the work I have done within myself. And I was like, listen, now that I think about it, it really wasn't that hard. I just had to make up in my mind. And that's what a lot of people don't want to do. You don't want to make up in your mind because you think, okay, well, if I stop doing X, Y, and Z, ain't nobody going to really want to rock with me. Baby, you got to rock with yourself. I mean, in hard. You got to rock with yourself so hard, like it shake up some things in other people. Some people, I have a lot of conversations with other people, and especially older women. And sometimes I regret having those conversations with older women. Because it just be about, being nosy, basically. But a lot of women older women have told me, like, you doing amazing work. When I was younger, I wish I could have, it's just about I don't like the word sheep and flock, but whatever mainstream is doing, whatever the majority is doing, whatever was popping, was popular, nothing has changed. It's basically the same. But a lot of people are starting to realize, like, hey, I have to focus on myself in order to build a community, in order to say, I've done this, I've been there, I've been traumatized, I still have triggers. But I can give you these resources so that way you can get started. How about that? You understand what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I can remember a time where I would mind my business. And I still mind my business. I was going to a community college that's local where I live at. And people will automatically gravitate. I was taking a computer class. And the instructor was saying, well, you never know if you're going to have an online business. I was like, bro, I ain't having no online business. But now that's all I really want to do. Because guess what? I'm an empath. I'm an empath to my core. A lot of things I don't want to absorb. And I just don't want to. You know what I'm saying? So if I can have that one-on-one time and tell somebody like, hey, listen, I may not have experienced the trauma you experienced, but you can get through it with the work. It's gonna take a lot of fight, because not only were you brought into this world, you were placed in a position where you had not been protected for a very, very long time. So it's time for you to start protecting yourself. Protect your mind, protect your heart. Don't guard it, don't lock it up. Protect your root chakra, sacral, solar plex, all of it. Like, and see, when you say something about protection, it's like, oh, here we go. That's that woo-woo stuff. So you just want to frolic around here and just let any old body touching on you with their dirty hands? Y'all, not to be all like social media, whatever, but this stuff is true. As long as I've been walking around here unprotected, and I did not understand why every time I would plan something, every time I would one good thing would happen, here goes something else. I'm like, I'm being duped. Like, where the cameras at? Where the cameras? And I would say all of the good that I do. Like what is going on? You know what I'm saying? It's because I do good. It's when you do good. So somebody said the devil never takes time off. They work 24/7, 365. So as a person who does good, who does well, who has good intention, why would you want to stop? Yeah, you can take breaks, but why would you want to stop? Why would you want to, like, not have yourself protected? All of that goodness protected. I'm done frolicking. Like, I'm done frolicking. I'm done being unaware. I'm done giving away all this goodness for free. Like, I don't mind, having casual conversation, but don't talk to me. I didn't mean to say it like that, but don't talk to me like you're interested, when really it's just like, let me see what she about. It's called casual, like, it's a difference. Like, when somebody verbatim asks question, that's being nosy. Like, having a casual conversation about, your children, a TV show, things of that nature. Like, let's keep it all the way funky. Like, we grown out here. Ain't no need to play elementary, middle school, high school games. People, we too grown for that. Like, if you hurting, own it. Can't always be strong. Like, these bags right here, I'm tired, okay? Like, this is like January, February. March, we marching to a whole new drum. Like, marching to a whole new drum. There is a whole lot more content coming. So if you are new to my channel, make sure you turn on your notifications. It's a whole lot of goodness going on, okay? And if you want to be a part of it, be a part of it. If you need a resource, if you want to learn how to get started by protecting your protecting, like losing weight, protecting yourself, like mindset stuff, like it's gonna be more conversational pieces like this. I'll start talking about the products that's in the shop as well. I really want to talk more about the oils, and it was something else. But the oils, there's so much healing behind those oils, and it's just amazing. Like, it's amazing. If you are not connected to my boutique page, modern day boutique LLC on Instagram, go on Instagram and like it. Make sure you subscribe to not just the email list, the text subscription as well. It's some amazing things coming, and I am so focused on this healing journey, not only for myself, but the community that I built around it as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to be right, and I'm not trying to be wrong. Your healing process is your healing process. You don't have to do things verbatim. You know what I'm saying? You customize it the way that you see fit. You know, if losing weight is not where you want to start, then don't start there. If mindset work is not what you want to start with, don't start there. If you're trying to break a habit, then start there. A lot of times a habit could be procrastination, like I said, talking to yourself in an inappropriate way, or not in a not so positive way, being unaligned, or if you want to get in alignment, you know what I'm saying? Like, start somewhere. My personal, I will share this because I'm getting to the point where I'm not sharing a whole lot of stuff, but my personal goal with this whole healing process is to not bring children in the world and still be stuck in a position where it's like, I don't know how to work through my triggers or my traumas. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to pass that stuff down. I don't want to pass that trauma down to my children, you know, because I was brought in an environment where I was always stressed and anxious as a child, and I'm just now getting to the point where I know how to balance that, and I did it all through herbs, plants, you know what I'm saying? Not a medication that a doctor gave me, because they ultimately told me what was going on with me with polycystic ovarian syndrome. Listen, when I say I have been so blessed, and not in a monetary way, like, I'm going to share this knowledge to bless other women who have endocrine disruptions or endocrine issues and things like that. I'm talking about my story. Like, that's gonna be a blessing in itself, just to have these conversations about polycystic ovarian syndrome. Back in 2007, maybe 6, I started having complications. And polycystic ovarian syndrome is a syndrome where it can be within the body at birth. As for a female, like, there's a small percentage of males that have it, but it's very rare for men to have it. Turn your notifications on. That's all I gotta say. Subscribe to the email list. A lot of times I won't upload here because I'm building a community within my website, and that speaks for a lot, because there's a lot going on with these platforms. These platforms change all the time. They're never ending and never changing. So I just prefer that you guys subscribe to the email list, the text tribe. And if you're serious about your healing journey, then subscribe. Leave all of that gaslighting stuff where it's at, okay? Like I said, what worked for me may not work for you. However, if you take one of these resources and keep going and keep working it, it's going to work. Healing is a process. It does not happen overnight, okay? And if you don't know what gaslighting is, it's like saying, for this is what happened to me, so I'll say this and then I'm gonna end it. Gaslighting is when someone does not do their research, but you find the wrong and what someone else has found the results in, like it never happened. You understand what I'm saying? Whether it be via of trauma or overcoming trauma. How would you know if you've been raised in this nice elaborate household where everything was always happy? When you wake up happy, guess what? You love differently. You care for people differently. You understand what I'm saying? I had to learn that on my own. With along meeting people along my journey who showed me love. That shit was foreign to me. Do you hear me? Like, it was so foreign. Like, and still to this day, it's certain things that make me feel uncomfortable. I'm like, whoa. You understand what I'm saying? I ain't never felt that before. I ain't never known nobody do stuff like that for me. Like, and still to this day, I'd be like, there's things that I have to learn and overcome. But there's not 1 minute or 1 second I'm like, that didn't happen. How can X, Y, and Z? Oh, I'm not about to. I remember when I offered the course, the smoke therapy course, for free. It was people, I ain't giving nobody nothing for free. You lying. Stop lying. I've seen you give stuff for free. You understand? That is gaslighting. Like, do you in your lane, leave me alone. Let me do me. I've come to the point where I'm just like, you know what? People will continue to be traumatized if they don't work on it. I'm not here to fix everybody. I'm not. That's exhausting. So I deleted my Facebook page because of it. I seen other women and some men coming to my defense. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to delete it. I temporarily delete it, but I don't feel the urge to bring it back up, not unless I'm updating something in my shop. Like, I don't. Because the people I'm trying to reach, when I say like a handful of people on Facebook that I have reached and I know they're interested, I hope that y'all find me on another platform. Come find me on another platform so that you can get these resources. So that way you can get these products. Sign up for my email list. So if you're interested in growing within yourself, so that way you can grow for your family, so that way you can pass on something that's tangible for generations to come, sign up for the email list. I'm not making a promise, but y'all know it's my favorite word. I promise. Like, I promise. Like, you just got to do the work. You have to do the work. And if you just here for the videos, just like, that's cool too, I can't make a promise, as far as YouTube, because YouTube takes a lot of work, and then if nobody views it, this and the third, it's like almost I have to upload it to the blog and say, hey, I made this video, check it out. That's work, but I'm willing to do the work in order to reach people. So you guys, I have my phone propped up and I'm getting ready to go in and check on my husband. Peace, love, and light. Like, for real. Peace, love, and light. Because it's a whole lot of darkness out here. And if you in a dark place, just know it's possible. You know what I'm saying? On a positive note, it is possible. But you got to fight. You got to fight. Y'all look at my hair. all this hair. You gotta fight. Like, fight for yourself like you fight for your children. Fight for yourself like you fight for that man or that love that you want. You know what I'm saying? You gotta fight for it. Like, in 2021, like, if you are like fighting, holding back tears, let them be joyous tears, because you've overcame some things. Like, that's where I'm at. Like, man, when I say when 2021 came in, I probably cried some ugly tears. Like, I really did. Like, I don't like being what people deem as being a bitch. That's like bossy, assertive, having boundaries, things of that nature. Like, but if I have to, I will. You understand what I'm saying? Again, because nobody wants to be a freaking doormat at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, no. We ain't doing that. What? Anyway, like, peace, love, and light. And just, like, take it day by day. The sun is coming out. Put you some exercise clothes on. Throw on a cardigan. Sit in the sunlight. And pretend like you did a workout if you don't want to. But if you really, really want to, like, that helps. It really helps to gear up those good hormones. Like, waking up every day and being in love with yourself, or being next to your love of your life, which if it's a you know, man, woman, your children, that releases good hormones. Waking up stressed and mad and angry and stuff, that only leads to more stress, depression, body aches and pains. Change the way you think, change the way you talk, change the way you walk. And until next time, because there will be a next time, I'm coming back with videos on videos. And if you are on Clubhouse, come find me on Clubhouse. I'll talk to you later.